Welcome back, everybody. Today we got another Kevin Samuels classic. And trust me, this one goes left fast.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm well. What do you got for me?
Hi, I was just calling because prevention is better than the cure. I was wondering for us ladies that are under 25, what advice would you have so that we don't miss our husband?
Did you call the other night?
No,
You're 25?
no, I'm not 25. I'm 24.
24, 24. And where are you at?
I'm in Texas.
All right. So, prevention is better than cure. Granted. Are you 24? Are you in college?
I'm in my last year of nursing school,
Last year of what school?
nursing.
Nursing. So, have you been dating actively or had a boyfriend in college?
No, my parents are East African, and so they're
Ah,
very strict.
yeah. So they want to arrange your marriage?
I wouldn't say arrange. They're kind of in the mix of the American culture, so they understand what it's like
Well,
here.
but your
So it's
father, so
kind
your
of,
father and mother are married.
yes.
And your father, what does your father say?
He wants me to settle down with someone from my own culture.
And why don't you think that's a good idea?
I do think that's a good idea. I think where I'm from in Texas, you don't meet too many people from my culture, so I'm just trying to
Okay.
open up my options, but I don't want to miss my chance.
So, okay. Great. Okay. Now that makes sense. All right. So, are you in charge of finding your mate or your husband, or is your family taking the lead on this? That's an important question.
If you ever met East African parents, you know
Well,
everybody's involved.
well,
So,
what I mean is, have you ever had a boyfriend?
no, we're no,
Okay, so
it's a very
I know,
religious household.
I get it. So you can't have options if you don't have choices, right?
Correct.
So I don't know how to give you any options if you can't make any choices. What is it you're trying to ultimately avoid? Your father and mother picking somebody you don't like?
They know what I want. I think for me, it's how it's done in my culture is you simply meet someone and hopefully within a few months you guys can
Right,
you do it with the
right,
intention of
right.
marriage.
And the fear is that you won't like them.
Not necessarily. It's more so just maybe cultural clash because they are very kind of very culturally minded, and so if they
Right.
don't like that,
Okay, ma'am, choose whatever word that you want to put, that it won't work.
yes,
That's an ultimate fear that however mom and dad do it, they'll, here's a guy and we just won't gel.
yes.
Okay. Have you discussed this with them?
Um, for the most part, but it's mostly, I think as of now, they're just kind of saying, "This is the one we want you to marry."
And
Yes or no?
are you prepared to go against their wishes?
No, I'm not.
Then, ma'am, I can't help you. Your best bet is to tell your mother and father what it is you want and would like. But if they're going to pick your husband for you, that's it. And unless you're prepared to go against them, which I'm not gonna have any hand in doing, you're gonna have to go ahead and say you're gonna go against them. But let me suggest you something. Because I have young ladies like you calling in often, and you all kind of sound the same. That's why I'm kind of like, are you the same person that calls? All of you young ladies from Africa, I am never going to go against your parents. And I honestly, ma'am, don't understand why you are. I don't know if it's because you're in university and you see women who are from the States and they have all these freedoms and it looks appealing to you to be able to have all these choices instead of having mother and father pick, and they may not, and you don't, and have that choice taken away. But I need you to ask yourself a question. Do any of these women who are out here picking all these guys, do any of them sound happy to you?
The ones that are calling into your show or the ones I know personally?
Either one.
The ones I know personally in my culture, they're married. So it's a balance of good and bad.
But did they pick their
The
own
ones,
husband? What I'm saying.
yeah, it's a mix. The newer generation, yes. The older, no.
Well, I would say that there are more women who wish they had the mother and father to help pick them. I understand there's always going to be I want mom and dad. I can't do anything about that. But I would tell you this: your mother and father don't have any reason to not want to see you happy. They know more than you do, and a relationship ain't about making you happy, young lady. It's not what marriage is about. It's not Disney. It's about finding a man who has good character, who's a provider, prophet, priest, who's going to actually help you build a legacy, carrying forward a family name. What's love got to do with that? That's a question to you.
No, that's a good point. I think as of now, it's just about the balance. Like you
There
said,
is no balance,
character.
ma'am. If we did not civilize the world in general to have first world problems, give me what love had to do 200 years ago, 300 years ago in marriage, where people didn't have the ability to sit around on the internet and ruminate over feelings, when people actually had to get out and work and travel and walk and do stuff. First world problems. You're fortunate. And I'm going to say something to all you young ladies from that kind of culture. Please, I'm not going to help you. Stop calling to the show, asking me these questions. You're in the best position you can be. But for those of you still have this fear that it's not going to turn out right, you need to discuss that fear with your mother and father, not some guy who you don't know on the internet. And lastly, if you talk to your mother and father and you don't feel like they're understanding you and this you got to be prepared to go against them and everything that goes along with it. And I don't think most of you are willing to do that, because that means completely out from under the protection of mother and father, paying your own bills, making your own decisions. That's what free women get. Do you want to be free?
In what sense?
Free to get out here and make your own dating decisions. Free to get out here and have sex with who you want to. Free to get out here and possibly contract a venereal disease. Free to get out here and possibly accidentally come up pregnant. Free to get out here and have a relationship that doesn't work and then you're crying and heartbroken because you gave your virginity away to somebody who it didn't work with. And free to keep washing and rinsing and repeating that, going to club after club, restaurant, Tinder, Bumble, POF, church, the Chamber of Commerce, any other 11 million places single black women go to meet black men, trying to pick somebody out there. Are you ready? Do you want to be that free?
No, my parents are from Ethiopia. They're very religious, so that wouldn't even be the case for me. It would
But
only
your
be
parents
in
are,
a marriage.
but this is you. I'm saying that's what freedom looks like. You can be free. I mean, your parents or whatever, but you're 24. You can be what you want to.
No,
That's
I honestly would rather stick to my roots. So for me, it's only going to be in a marriage setting.
then, ma'am, take what you just said. If you're going to stick to your roots, why are you talking to a guy that's not Ethiopian?
Well, you're American, and that's where I live, America.
No,
And
but
so,
you just, no. See, what you're really saying is as much as you're Ethiopian, you're getting part of this westernized BS in you. And I'm telling you, take the antibiotic and get this poison up out of you. You have no business talking. You have a father and a mother. You should be talking to them. I'm not from your culture. I don't know anything about you personally. My opinion shouldn't matter a hill of beans to you. You should not care what I say. Not one bit. for cultural reasons. Got it?
I understand. Thank you.
Have a good night, young lady. Stick with mom and dad. They'll guide you. Yeah, see, I understand the allure of this. Oh, you're free to make your choices. You also see freedom you have the freedom to succeed, but you're also free to fail. See, Obsidian makes a good point that black folks are still struggling with freedom. You know, the black community was pretty much thrust together. Men and women had to deal with each other. But, you know, he makes the point that effectively the civil rights movement worked. We've been integrated for the most part. Black women and black men and black women are now having to choose to be together. And it's messy. Human beings have been on this planet for eons, and we have risen and fallen. We have learned how to do things in a way for the most part. And it's been nuclear family, mother, father, extended family. The black community as it is constituted now, there's no family. Without the family, there's no community. So for those of you that come from a culture, I don't know why you're rushing to get westernized, other than it looks like a groovy idea. But no one tells you the downside, like Steve Harvey. He's still telling y'all that y'all can put whatever price you want on here, and you can be a buffalo or an elephant and get $50,000 when you could easily just end up being what I just told that young lady. Get out here if you want to. Get some of these dudes out here who would love to take your virginity. Sure would. Love to tell you some good old stories. Sure would. We looked up here and wouldn't know. And then after you mess up, you think you're gonna go back to your culture? How that gonna play? You've been out here in the West. She lost her virginity. You think that somebody gonna want to pay a dowry for that? No. Yeah. Get up out of here. Anyway. All right, ladies. At the end of the day, a lot of ladies know they've already met their man.
This conversation stood out because it wasn't about unrealistic dating standards or failed relationships. It was about fear of the unknown. The 24-year-old caller explained that she believed prevention was better than cure and had chosen to avoid relationships altogether. Raised by strict parents, she expected they might eventually play a major role in choosing her future husband. Her biggest worry wasn't marriage itself. It was the possibility that she wouldn't like the man they selected. Kevin listened carefully before making his position clear. Rather than encouraging her to reject her parents' wishes, he said he wasn't going to advise her to go against them. His response reflected the idea that family traditions and cultural values deserve consideration, especially when parents are acting with what they believe are their child's best interests in mind. The conversation then focused on fear. Much of the caller's concern was based on a situation that hadn't even happened yet. She was worrying about whether she would be compatible with someone she hadn't met, and Kevin suggested that making decisions based solely on imagined outcomes can create unnecessary anxiety. Another theme that emerged was trust. Kevin encouraged her to think about whether her parents had consistently tried to guide her toward good decisions throughout her life. If that foundation of trust existed, he implied it might be worth giving their judgment some consideration instead of assuming the outcome would automatically be negative. Ultimately, the discussion wasn't about whether arranged marriages are right or wrong. It was about approaching an uncertain future thoughtfully, rather than allowing fear to make the decision in advance. The biggest takeaway from this conversation is that important life decisions deserve careful thought, open communication, and trust between families and individuals. While every person should have a voice in choosing a life partner, fear alone is rarely the best guide for making such an important decision. What do you think? Should parents have a major role in helping their children choose a spouse, or should that decision rest entirely with the individual?